Hi everyone, today I'm going to teach you how to paint this onto this using brush. And we're going to use only the primary colors and black and white. This is palette knife. We're using brush today. This is White Rocks on the north coast of Ireland. It's absolutely gorgeous. First thing you're going to need is a pencil, and I'm going to use this compressed charcoal, which is what you'll see in a lot of my demos. And this is a little canvas, and I would love you to give it a go. So we're going to start with the horizon. We have got water cups and one brush. So the horizon is pretty high. So we're going to go for the horizon. And the reason that I want you to sketch onto this first is it just takes the thinking out of it. It settles your brain. Here we have a little bit of little houses on the horizon, the top. Then we have some headland here. So just nice and light with your pencil. Then just where the headland ends there, that's where we can start. This is the sea on this side. This is the beach. And then these are white rocks in amongst the headland. So we're going to go over here and then bring it down so it can be a nice squiggly line. Doesn't matter, we'll paint over it. Then you're going to come just at the top again, right back to that point. And we're going to come in and out, and it doesn't matter if it's a little bit skew with. So you can pause it there and you can take a little shot of what that looks like. I use party plates because all of my palettes are just like, I just paint so much at the minute. To do the sky to begin with. So our sky is a nice bright blue, and we're using our ultramarine blue. So you take some blue, then clean your brush. If you're really fussy about color being on your brush, keep a little piece of kitchen roll and dab that on. Take a big scoop of white. You always need more of the light colors to make something light than you do to make something dark. So that's a good tool to remember. And then we are going to go straight onto the canvas, because once you do that, you will feel better. So here we are, just straight on, left to right. There are clouds you can see here, but we're not going to worry about the clouds. This is also an oil painting. So, and you're bringing yourself right down to the top of this little bit of headland. Take some water onto your brush, take some more paint, a different color, but that's not what we're here for. We're here to make a beautiful landscape in this lovely moving style. Good. Now, before you get rid of that, what I love to tell my clients to do is to take your brush and just add a bit on. Even if we paint over that, add a little bit on where the sea is going to be, because there's something lovely about the harmony of that. Another little shade of blue there. So we're going to take a little bit of blue into our already blue. And we're just changing the color ever so slightly. My only thing that I ask you to do is to mix so you get a solid color. No wishy-washy colors, okay? Scoop it onto your brush, add a little bit of water if you want, and then we're going to add that in just above the horizon, over the top of what we've already painted, and just let the paint flow left to right. And the more water on your brush, the more translucent it will be. It will start to blend. Feels really nice. If you want, you can roll some paint off so you get a little thicker in areas. And you can see some of, so nice small grade of shade there. Clean your brushes. We're now going to mix into a turquoise. Turquoise is really fun. It can be hard for people to get their head around. Again, this is oils, so we're mixing our version of turquoise. So take blue to begin with onto your plate. Then clean your brush. I don't know why I'm wearing a grey jumper. It's probably going to get something on it, but we're just about to go out as a family to watch a rugby game. Take some yellow, excuse me, into your blue. Keep water on your brush at all times. Roll it. So this is a version of green, right? You can see there. Now, roll all the paint off. Clean your brush again. Dab it on your piece of kitchen roll if you want. Then take a scoop of white and add it to it, and you make this beautiful turquoise. I don't know why I always think to say like toothpaste. It's not like toothpaste, but you make a version of turquoise. Now you can make that lighter by adding in more white. You can make it more blue by adding in more blue. You can make it more green by adding in more yellow. Okay. So I've got one there I'm pretty happy with. And then I'm going to take some blue and take it off to the side just to make two versions of it. This is the one thing I want you to try to do with your paintings, especially when you're following my demos. Try and make a few different versions of these beautiful colors that you mix. It adds to the richness of the whole painting. So that darker one first. Everything that's farther away is dark. So we're going to go for the horizon at the top. There. Then we're going to bring the paint down. I'm letting this be quite transparent as it goes over. I'm going to keep going back. So go back to that. I'm going to let it go over the blue. It might pick up some of my blue. That's okay. And then I'm going to bring in my second shade. So if you need to make more, it's blue with a little bit of yellow. Remember to pause the video if you need time. I am so happy that you guys are trying the demos. Like, I'm here in Belfast, Northern Ireland, a mom of three. I've been running a business. I'm so touched and so happy that you are giving these a go. It makes all the, the negative comments worth it because I'm just like, it's okay. The right people will find me. So what I'm doing here is I'm just letting there be. Water is never one solid color, unless sometimes you see it and it's a real blue when you're looking from a view. But let this be your time for there to be some bits which are more see-through and other bits which are more solid. And then this is your furthest bit away. So that is your sea using your two turquoises. Turquoises, turquoise, turquoise. Now, clean your brush again. You might need to clean your water. Remember that. I have a second one there, I think, too. Okay, we're now going to stay on this blue version and we're going to go with the greens. If you want, what you can do you know what? Do it with me, please. I want to teach you how to do painting like this. You're going to add a wee bit of that turquoise on, see? Just settles the mind and it also keeps this harmony. Even if you never see the turquoise, for me, it makes it all make sense. Clean your brush. Now we're going to make a blue and yellow. So we're going to take some yellow. We're going to take some blue. We're going to be mixing a lot of greens. I know a lot of you want me to do forests, and we will do that. This is your beach scene for today. So you will need a few different versions of it. Reminder again that this is oil paint behind, so it's different colors, but we want to mix. There's a darker color, there's a lime color, there's a stark color, and then there's a really deep, dark green blue. So there's one color, okay? Now I'm going to roll the paint off. I'm going to just keep the paint on there, but feel free to clean your brush if you just need clean tools. Take some more yellow, and I'm going to pull the paint out. And I'm going to mix a nice lime green. Gorgeous. Now I'm going to roll the paint off there. And I'm going to take a chunk of blue and I'm going to pull it into this side. So these are your tertiary colors. You've got your 3 shades of green, especially when you're doing headland. Take the thinking and the worry out of greens in flowers, in headlands, in trees by just mixing shades and looking at light and dark. So if you look here, you'll see they're pretty dark where this is further away. So there's a little dark bit, but you can see the top of the headland here. It is obviously an abstract view of it too. Then we have the darker bits coming in and around. So they're a bit more sporadic, but you can also see that there's dark areas and light areas. So the first thing is this dark area. We're going to come in underneath your little points. So one on top, one underneath. Then I'm randomly going to just keep this over here where this far away line is there on our headland. And at the minute, I've got water in my brush, but I'm just scooping it quite thick. So you can add a little bit of texture. Then over here, it's quite dark. And just over here, it's quite dark. So you can now start to dip dab a little bit. So we had this lovely wash, we had our smooth lines, then here's a bit more dip dabby. Clean your brush if you want, or just go straight into your middle green. So you've got your middle green. You've got your middle green, and now we're going to just plant it. So it'll always be, see, it's just subtle difference. Where there's light, there's dark. So just think about it that way. Where there is light, there is dark. So this is coming on to the beach. So it's not all green. So we're going to keep that over here. And then lastly, our light green. So take some more yellow back in if you need. And then scoop that on. Make sure you have your solid color. Scoop it on and we start to plant it in. And it's lovely. This is where it becomes really rich. Same with any trees, anything you're doing. There in that headland, I'm turning my brush on its side. We have that painted on. Then again, we are here. And again, we're down on the bottom. So just keep looking at your painting. A little bit over here. Now, the one green that we didn't make was a real green, you know, like that green you can see, which I don't actually, I like it in real life, but I don't like it in paint. I don't. But we're going to mix the shade of that. So this is my ultramarine blue, same blue as what we've been using before. And my yellow, I should make it clear that we should be doing sort of, that we should have equal amounts. But sometimes, depending on the grade of the paint, I think my yellow is a higher grade on this one. It's still cadmium yellow, but we want to mix a green that's in between these two. There we go. Yeah, it's kind of in between those three. So you're just planting it in, and it feels really freeing to just dip dab that in. Dip, dip, dab, dip, dip, dab. And the same with the back. It's slightly darker back here, so just take your time. Apply it on. And look, there's those little blue bits coming through. That's okay. Now, I'm not going to fill in any of those white bits because we have little bits of sand for that. It's looking gorgeous, isn't it? Well done, you. Right. Clear my throat again. Clean your brush again. Clean it really well this time because we're now going to make the peaches in the middle. And they can sometimes take a little bit of work. Take another plate so you're not confused, or just clean your plate. Or if you're much tidier and neater than me, you'll probably be able to just stay on the one plate. But we're going to make a few versions of this sand. We do that is we mix a brown to begin with. So we take some, so these are only small bits, small bit of red, small bit of yellow, small bit of blue, because that is how we mix brown. So we're going to mix those together and they'll go through all the emotions. But there is a brown, right? It's a very reddy brown, so I'm going to take a tiny bit of blue into it. Okay, I'm going to take a tiny bit of yellow. So you just work with it till you get a kind of light tan color. So there we have it, okay? And just have patience with it. It will be annoying. Then we're going to take a big chunk of white and we're going to draw that into it. And keep mixing. Until you get this lovely, keep rolling the paint off your brush. You get this beautiful sandy color. It's a sandy peachy color. So leave that one there. Then you're going to clean your brush or roll off the paint. You're going to go to your black paint and you're literally going to touch it. Mine's actually dried already. So I'm going to smoosh my brush into it. Tiny bit of black. Pull it out. You're making a darker version. Do you see that? Okay, so those two shades are your beach. You can make a third shade by touching the yellow paint. Just touch it, little touch. And you're going to bring it over to one side and you'll make a warmer shade. Because when you're walking on the beach, the next time you're walking on the beach, sand is lots of variations of that. So I hope this really changes everything for you. Sand is really fun. Okay, so the sand is kind of dark in around here. There's just, and then we're going to just take one shade and we're going to plant it on. Now you can add water to your brush for this so it moves it. Because again, sand is not one shade. So you're going to take it over to where the blue is. If it catches some of the blue, that's okay because it's always, the water comes over it. So there'll always be sand that'll go in like a sandbar into the water. So if you catch it and it worries you too much, just put some water on your brush and draw it in and draw it out. So there's that color. Then we're going to go for that darker one, which now has a little bit of my blue in it actually. And I'm just going to plant it in here where there's a bit of shadow from the rocks. And I'm going to put it here where this is far away again, remember? So we have the furthest away here. And let all it come off your brush. If it goes into the water, don't worry. Then we're going to come to that very first one. So one of the three, we've now used 1, 2, and we're now in the third, and we're just going to fill in the gaps. It's picking up a little bit of my green, which I don't really want, but I'm not going to worry too much about that. And then over here, so you'll just see with all of it, it's really rich. Oopsie. So you see like there, like I had kids the other day when I was teaching, and you know, like don't panic. If you need to take something off, you just wipe it. There we go. And you just roll your paint back over it again. So I'm not going to go any closer than that, but there we go. Really rich sandbar. If you've been to the north coast of Ireland, this beach is so beautiful, and you stand up and you look down at it. So for me, I can actually feel the lightness of it, and it's always really breezy, but it's really clean, gorgeous sand. So clean your brush again. I've got a few more things to do. We're going to mix, while we're here, a nice little pink. So red with a big chunk of white. If you still have some of the sand left over, the color, you can pull some of that in just to change, take a little bit of the starkness off it. To me, that's very pink. You don't have to use it if you don't want to. I'll add in a little lighter one for those of you that are screaming at the screen thinking, what is she doing? So you can leave it like that, okay? Actually, yeah, mix a little pink. Actually, do you know what? If you want, you can join me for this. You don't have to, but I'm going to add in a wee bit of pink, a little bit of richness on my sand. See, it's not even much, but it just changes it slightly. And because we have it on there. Okay, clean your brush again. Because some of you might prefer it being really traditional. So you're going to take some black. Can't get this black. I should just go and get another. Black and blue make navy. It's so gorgeous. So there we have it. And that's going to be our headland in the very distance. So black and blue. And let it be nice and soft, okay? Water on your brush moves the paint nice and soft. And then if you want, you can bring that navy in to put these little houses on the horizon. And you can use your navy as a really dark point in here to fill in these dark dots. Now make your navy a bit more navy than mine. Mine's very, there it is. So this just adds a bit of depth in here at this headland. Gorgeous. It's looking so beautiful. I love teaching you guys how to paint. Right, and we're going to finish there. The last thing we're going to do is our waves. So clean your brush so it is super duper duper clean. Take some white. If you're really traditional, you can have it so it's let it dry, then revisit it. But if you're like wanting to learn the way I love to paint, we're taking the water on, we're taking our paint on our brush, nice and thick, and we're going to add in some of those clouds. So you're just letting the paint go on there, paint, and then the white, again, keep revisiting, and I'm dip-dabbing it on to where the little houses are. And then you'll see here in the waves, very important. So our waves are going to be going down the way, but they're also coming in on the shore. So you want them, oh, I think I got some red there. So we want to let the paint just touch. So it's coming in, but it's also out there. There we go. And it comes onto the shore. Then this is also called white rocks. So we do have white in the rocks. So here you'll see, so just planting it on here, and then one just up here. So that is your Northern Irish landscape of White Rocks Beach. Well done. Thank you for joining me. It is so great to be able to teach you. This is your beautiful painting of White Rocks Beach, and we have lots more landscapes to come. I absolutely love teaching landscapes and how to make them really rich and fun and playful. Subscribe for more demos and more fun in my little corner of the internet. Thank you so much for watching.